Walk into Bass Pro and pick up a rod off the featured rack. $300. Beautiful cork, famous name, tournament decals everywhere. Now, drive to Walmart and pull a rod off the pegboard. $37. Here's the part they hope you never learn. Both rods start life as a graphite blank from a small handful of factories, and the blank is most of what a rod is. The rest of that $300 price is nicer guides, a nicer reel seat, and a very expensive logo. Today, I am ranking 7 fishing rods hanging at Walmart right now that quietly do the job of rods costing 4, even 8 times more. And number 1 is a rod with no famous name at all. A rod Walmart will not even tell you who manufactures. And the anglers who own it say it embarrasses their expensive gear. Before we start, drop a comment with the rod that is on your rack right now, cheap or premium, and I will tell you straight if you paid the logo tax. No sponsor, no brand worship. Let's get into it. Start with why this works. A rod is a blank, a handful of line guides, a reel seat, and a handle. The blank, the actual rod part, is graphite or fiberglass rolled in a factory, and a small number of factories roll blanks for a very long list of brand names. The material in a $40 blank and a $150 blank is often the same grade of graphite. What changes at the top end is real, but small, smoother guide inserts, tighter quality control, a lighter finished weight. And one honest ground rule, because this audience knows rods, and pretending otherwise would insult you. The same blank does not mean the same rod. A $300 rod really does carry better guides, a better reel seat, and better fit and finish. And if you fish 40 days a year, you will feel it. But if you fish like most of us actually fish, weekends, a few hours, real life, the performance that catches the fish is in the blank and the action, and that part is hanging on the Walmart pegboard. Buy the rod that matches your fishing, not your ego. Counting down from 7. Number 7, the Zebco 33 Combo, around $25. The 33 launched in 1954, and it is the reel and rod that taught America to fish. It is not a tournament tool. It is the tool that gets a kid, a grandkid, or a total beginner catching fish on day 1. Because the push-button design eliminates line tangles, and tangles are the number 1 reason new anglers quit. The fair caveat, you will outgrow it. But nothing on earth starts a fisherman for $25, like a 33, and 70 years of continuous production is not an accident, it is a verdict. The next one is the sensitivity steel of the whole store. Number 6, the Berkley Cherrywood HD, around $25. Berkley has been building fishing gear since 1937, and the Cherrywood is their quiet little sleeper, a light graphite rod with a genuinely fast action. And I want to be precise here, because people get this wrong. Berkley lists the Cherrywood HD as a fast action rod, which means the tip loads quickly and telegraphs light bites straight to your hand. For jigs, worms, and finesse fishing, that is exactly what you want, because the fish that barely taps the bait is usually the biggest one of the day. The fair caveat, fast and light means it is not the rod to horse big fish out of heavy cover. But at this price, it is the cheapest, real sensitivity you can buy. The next one gives part of its price to veterans and still undercuts the tackle shop. Number 5, the Lew's American Hero, around $50 to $70 depending on the model. Lew's is a real tournament brand. The American Hero line runs an IM6 graphite blank, and the company pledges part of every sale to programs supporting military veterans. You are getting a legitimate Lew's blank at Walmart for a fraction of what their flagship rods cost at the specialty shops. The fair caveat, it is the entry point of the Lew's family, so the components are simpler. But it is a real brand name graphite rod with a cause behind it. The next one is the upgrade almost nobody knows, sits 10 feet from the toy aisle. Number 4, the Ugly Stick Elite, around $45. Everybody knows the regular ugly stick. Almost nobody notices the Elite hanging next to it, with more graphite in the blank, which makes it lighter and more sensitive, plus a real cork handle instead of foam. Cork is what the expensive rods use, because it transmits vibration better and feels alive in your hand. The fair caveat: it keeps some of that famous ugly stick softness, so it is not a fast tournament stick. But it is the premium version of a legend for the price of a tank of gas. The next one is the legend itself, and I am going to give you its real price. Quick word, because we are right at the turn. This channel digs into what fishing gear is actually worth. Real prices. No sponsor, no brand worship. If you would rather hear the honest number than the marketing one, subscribe. It genuinely helps. Now the top 3. Number 3, the Ugly Stick GX2, around $50. And yes, 50 is the real number, not the 25 some videos still quote from years ago. So check the peg, not the hype. Here's why it earns its spot anyway. The GX2 is graphite wrapped in fiberglass with that famous clear tip, and it is quite possibly the hardest rod to break ever sold in America. People fish them in the salt, off piers, for years, and the rod simply refuses to die. The fair caveat: durability costs sensitivity. A GX2 is a tank, not a scalpel. But as the one rod that survives your truck, your kids, and the ocean, $50 is still a bargain. The next 2 are where the logo tax completely falls apart. Number 2, the Ozark Trail OTX Baitcaster, around $35. Ozark Trail is Walmart's own house brand, which means there is no famous logo, no pro endorsements, no marketing budget, and that is exactly why it is this cheap. The OTX casting rod runs an IM7 graphite blank, stainless guides, and a real cork split grip, a spec sheet that reads like an $80 rod. The fair caveat: house brand means Walmart will not tell you who actually manufactures it. And quality control is not tournament tier, so flex it in the store before you buy. But the spec per dollar is absurd, and its spinning brother is number 1. And number 1, the Ozark Trail OTX spinning rod, $36.97. This is the purest logo tax test in the entire store because there is no logo to pay for. An IM7 graphite blank, the same modulus class you will find in rods at $80 and $100, stainless steel guides, and a genuine cork handle, the handle material of $300 rods. And here is the part I love. The owners already know. Anglers who bought one write that they run their $100 reels on this $37 rod by choice, that it is snappy, sensitive, and casts better than it has any right to, and that after years of hard use, they still reach for it over their name brand rods. Walmart quietly built a rod that embarrasses the industry, and because there is no brand to promote, nobody will ever run an ad telling you. The fair caveat: inspect it in the store, check the tip and the guides before you walk out, because house brand quality control is the corner they cut. Do that, and you have the best pure value hanging on any pegboard in America. So here is the uncomfortable question. If a $37 house brand rod runs the same IM7 graphite and the same cork as rods costing $80 to $300, what exactly is the extra money buying? Better guides? Yes. Tighter tolerances? Yes. But mostly, it is buying the name, the endorsements, and the shelf position, because the big brands pay stores for that featured rack your eyes land on first, and not one of those things has ever caught a fish. The rod does not know what aisle it came from. Neither does the base. That is the whole game. A rod is a blank with hardware on it, and the blank is on the Walmart pegboard. If it were my money, the OTX spinning for the best pure value in the store, the GX2 for the rod that cannot die, and the Cherrywood for cheap sensitivity, all three together for about what one premium rod costs before tax. And 2 tips that matter more than any brand name. First, buy your rod in the store, not online. Rods get beaten up in shipping, so put your hands on it. Check the tip, check the guides, and do a gentle flex test before you commit. Second, the rod is usually not the weak link in a cheap combo. The real is, so put your money there. Now I want to hear from you. What is the cheapest rod you have ever absolutely loaded the boat with? Drop it in the comments. Every angler has one. And next time, the Walmart coolers that hold ice like the $400 brands. For $50. I'll see you there.